Today we're going to do a refresher on how to make inferences. Another way of thinking of inferences, honestly, is like reading between the lines. You know what a person sometimes means, and you pick up on it even if they're not outright saying it. We just kind of get those feelings. But how do we get those feelings? How do we figure out what people mean if they're not outright telling us? Well, as you can look at the graphic on the screen, you'll see that we use prior knowledge, basically our background knowledge, what we already know about something, to make an inference. We use the information in front of us, add what we know about a person, a situation, or any kind of knowledge that we already have to kind of figure out what a person might mean. Let's scroll ahead and look at a couple of examples to see what kind of inferences we can mean. So as we scroll down, we're going to look at making an inference on this short section. Do you think Buck was lonely at home, all alone? I asked Dad. I don't think so, Dad replied, as he pulled the car into the driveway. He needs to get used to being in the house alone anyway, and we've only been gone for an hour. Dad unlocked the front door and opened it for me. Buck ran up and greeted me with his tail wagging as I noticed that the couch was virtually destroyed. All right, as I was reading through this, right away I had to wonder myself, who is Buck? And why is Buck home alone? The person who's saying this is asking that question right away. Was Buck lonely alone? And Dad saying, this is the first time this is happening, or that he needs to get used to this anyway. So makes me think that somebody's kind of young, because why else would they have to get used to this if it's something not familiar? And as we're looking at it, we're saying we've only been gone for an hour, things like that. So it could be a person, but I'm not really sure. I happen to know myself that being a dog owner, that's something I worry about. So it made me wonder about that. And as this continues, I looked for other clues. Buck ran up and greeted me with his tail wagging. That really tells me that with background knowledge, it really is a dog, because obviously people don't have tails. Now cats do, but that doesn't seem like typical cat behavior, and sees that maybe Buck was lonely after all. So I'm using my prior knowledge about people in this type of situation and what's most likely going on, and then looking on for clues to see if I'm right. Let's take a look at one more. Today feels like the hottest day of the year. Mom is pestering me about being ready to leave, but all I want to do is curl up on the couch with the air conditioner blowing right on me. Instead, I threw my cleats into the duffel bag and head downstairs. So, what's going on? Looking at this, it's obviously summer. It's really, really hot. That's how I know this. Whoever this person is doesn't want to go anywhere. They want to stay home. It's too hot for them. And I have to figure out, why can't they? Are they getting to go to the beach? What are they doing? Because Mom's bugging them about getting ready to leave. In the last sentence, I look down and I say, I throw my cleats into my duffel bag. Okay, so now this tells me this person is going to some kind of sports practice and really doesn't want to go because it's really hot. I can understand that feeling. I remember, and thinking back to my own experiences, really hot days, you don't want to do much, and especially you don't really want to be running around unless it's like running around at the beach or a pool or something like that. So I'm making an inference on the actions that are going to happen, why somebody might be feeling this way, and exactly what they're feeling too. So this person is probably annoyed. But this is how we make inferences. Going back and saying, what clues do I have? What could these clues mean based on what I know, either from the story, from the past that's happened, or just my own personal knowledge, and putting it together. We can use this all the time. We just need to make sure we're always going back and checking with evidence. Continue to use this every time you read, to read between the lines to find the major meaning in things.